Real self-care is a practice, not a treat, says Buddhist yoga teacher Cyndi Lee. She explains how we can truly care for our mind and body.
At various points in our lives, all of us feel a need for refuge or sanctuary, and we look for it. We look for it in lots of different ways. Food, drink, over-exercising is a big one, social media. Some people look for it in their financial investments, and some people do the opposite. They just go crazy with online shopping. And none of this is evil, by the way, but all of these approaches are what you might call secular as opposed to spiritual seeking. We're hoping for relief from the challenges of life, or maybe just a way to avoid dealing with your relationship with yourself. And because of this, because it's about avoiding or escaping, these kinds of refuges don't really work. They just lead to more craving. I think you know the drill. You get a piece of candy and then you eat it and then you feel better and then you don't feel better anymore. So you need more candy. And then eventually the candy doesn't work anymore. So then you need salt and you try that and you have popcorn and etc. You get it. So we just keep looking for more soothing, more comfort, more cocoon-like hiding places. But an authentic spiritual refuge is actually completely different. A spiritual refuge offers a path that moves you gently toward feeling your own basic goodness and living into the manifestation of that goodness, into the aliveness of that goodness. And it does this by giving us practices of awakening, such as mindfulness meditation, Maitri practice, also called loving friendliness, and practices of self-compassion. And the Buddhist tradition offers us a structure, a process for stepping into this path. First, we awaken to our own suffering, our own discomfort, our own dis-ease or sense of chafing or gotten up on the wrong side of the bed every day, or maybe just an underlying kind of pervasive sense of anxiety. But when we awaken to this, it eventually awakens us to the recognition of others' suffering. Now, you might be listening to this and thinking, well, my life is actually super stressful and I deserve a special treat now and then. And you're right. But applying a materialistic approach to our pain and our boredom and our loneliness and our aching back can just be a Band-Aid. It can be an aspirin. The momentary relief of a pedicure is actually like, or it can be like, a painkiller that works so well, it discourages us from trying to remove the thorn in our foot that's causing the suffering in the first place. And anyway, it's the suffering that makes us feel deserving of the yummy self-care goodies. But from this other point of view, the non-materialistic point of view, what our suffering really deserves is compassion. This is what initially inspired me to take the Bodhisattva vow, a vow to commit my life to helping others become awakened. When my teacher, the late Gelug Rinpoche, introduced this concept to me, the concept of a bodhisattva, awakened heart, awakened life, I was so inspired by this idea that my life, my good efforts and practice, and my caring and my compassion could be dedicated to the benefits of others. But actually, Rinpoche didn't say that. That's just what I heard for about 20 years. And then I finally woke up to what he really said, which is that a bodhisattva is a person who dedicates their practice for the benefit of all beings, and that all beings includes me.